Hello? 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 Hello, everybody. Hello? Hello, everybody. Hello? 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 I'm doing something new. I'm actually. Let me turn the volume off. I'm actually doing something new. I'm live in my Facebook fam group, and I'm live on my YouTube live at the same time. So yeah, I'm testing new stuff. So how's everybody doing? Um, Now I saw somebody earlier put in B&B, but there's nothing to talk about with Bold and Beautiful or Young and the Restless because they're old episodes. So we're focusing on new stuff. General Hospital is from 8 to 8:30, and from 8:30 to 9, we'll talk about Days of Our Lives. That'll make a lot of people actually happy because a lot of times we do the two best shows last, which is usually General Hospital and Days of Our Lives, and now they're the first two up on the block. So I'm doing well, everybody. I see a lot of familiar screen names. I'm glad y'all are coming in, and please don't forget to hit that like button, please. So hello, everyone. So we're talking about General Hospital first, and I noticed a lot of people were upset with Sam in the Facebook Soap Fam group, but I felt like it wasn't necessarily that bad. She was protecting her sister. Do a lot of y'all think that Sam was overstepping by trying to put Brando in his place? Not that she did a very good job of it. Um, I'll say Bone Beautiful. Uh, Christy, um, General Hospital is going to go to June. So they have episodes through May, and they're going to make it to June before they run out. And I just binge watched 4 General Hospital episodes to make sure I could talk to y'all about it. And out of those 4 episodes, it was really only 2. 4 episodes is the equivalent of 2 episodes because of flashbacks. So many flashbacks. And you could tell when they went from episode to episode that some of the people were still sitting in the same spot having the same conversation. So that's how you know it was all meant to be in one episode. So yeah, I binge watched 4. I fast forward through all the flashbacks because I've already seen them, and I felt like I only watched 2 episodes, Friday through Wednesday. Darlene, I also think that there's a good chance that Sam is going to, um, hook up with Brando. I definitely think that that is a very strong possibility, even though Kelly Monaco still looks like she's not interested, like she's still going to be on the show. Lisa Knapp says her sister's an adult who already had a convo with the dude, so it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary, but she was a big sister trying to help her out. Now they know they've had so many problems with Christina, Now they're like, oh no, now Molly's getting her freak on too, and she needs some guidance. She's only had one man ever, and I kind of liked Christina trying to let Molly know it's okay to share the kitty. She's like, it's okay. You've only been with one man. Now you can compare. Oh man. So let me check the likes. So we have 42 people currently with us and only 16 likes and one hater. So let's go on ahead and get these likes going. There's even 3 likes on Facebook. So that's cool too. Jakarius, tomorrow's preview for General Hospital was just all over the place. That was it was so many scenes at one time. I'm like, oh, they're going to stretch this out for a couple of days. So Christy, well, there's absolutely positively no way of knowing when anything's going to resume. I forgot what state, maybe it was Tennessee, resumed opening restaurants, and they had like 1,000 COVID cases in one day. So as people rush to open the government and different things back up, people are going to feel like, oh, they opened them, so they must be safe. And they're going to go in there and they're going to get sick, and then things are going to get worse, and then people are going to have to go back home again. So you can either go home one time and chill until, the situation is rectified, or you can rush back to work and church and movie theaters and all that stuff and gyms, and a bunch of people are going to get sick, and then they're going to get other people sick, and then it's going to get worse, and then the governors and mayors are going to have to come back and say, okay, we tried it, city shut back down, everybody go back home. So that's pretty much where we're at with that. So as things open up, reports are coming in that cases are skyrocketing only after one day of being open. I think that they don't write for interracial couples. So Molly and TJ are only getting some shine because she ended up with a white dude. And honestly, if the actress that plays Molly wants to get any screen time, she better hope that they put her in a triangle with Sam and Brando and her, because as long as they keep her in an interracial relationship, they're not going to write for them. Just like we see no more Brad and Lucas. Normally Brad would have been out of jail by now because it's something somebody did, like they always do. And, Lucas, he ain't at work. He ain't been doctoring. He ain't asked to come see Wiley. He's not part of the custody situation, trying to get testify against Nell and all this kind of stuff. So they used him, and now they discarded him. Bobby, no, because Willow is going to eventually marry Michael, and I highly doubt she'll marry him if she knows it was all a setup. I think what happens when they bring new guys on to the shows and new women sometimes, that they pair them up with different people to see what kind of chemistry they have. So I think they may be going back in the direction of Carly and Jason, which is why they are pushing Brando, Molly, and Sam. I think that Molly is going to continue to share the kitty because this is a soap opera, and her being a good girl just it's not what happens on soap operas. So either she's going to get pregnant and then not know who her baby's father is, or she's going to get pregnant and know who her baby father is and hide it, or she's going to have an affair. because she will miss the other, you know. Okay. Lynn, people have been giving dates of when they will resume to film for since March. So there is no way to say days will film in June because it's up to the governor of California of when Hollywood opens their doors back up. It has nothing to do with anything over at Days of Our Lives or NBC. It's the whole entire state. So, and I did post a video where they talked about GH doing a Zoom episode, and Nancy Lee Grahn and Maurice Bernard were talking about that. But right now, that's something that's being considered. It's not something that's in stone because they got to figure out how to tell a General Hospital story when people can't be in the same room together. Just strictly on video. It can be done with innovative writers, but we don't know how innovative the current team is. Days of Our Lives is filmed up to November, so they don't have to even consider reruns until November, and hopefully before November, they will come up with some sort of plan to be able to get back to work. I like Tyler Perry's plan because at his studio, he can house the actors, he can test them, and make sure that nobody has COVID. He can film his shows. If he was saying, 2-3 weeks, and then let the actors go. Everybody's safe. He has restaurants at the studio. And as long as he can check that everyone there isn't sick, they can freely work and interact with each other. So it just depends on if the big studios are willing to do something similar. But I think what Tyler Perry is talking about doing is innovative. Y'all keep believing this June stuff. I just explained that. There is no way. We're in the middle of an epidemic. There's a pandemic out there. It's never happened before to this extent. And so people cannot say what will or won't happen because the virus itself changes on a regular basis. Point blank, period. And for fans to focus on a date, they said we're talking about when stuff will be back open in May, like in 2 weeks. So that's not going to happen. So, yeah, the dates keep changing. That's why, nobody should get their mind or heart set on a date because they have absolutely no control of what the governor's going to do or what the president's going to do or what the virus is going to do. So, thank you, Ronnie. Everybody hit that like button, please. So, let's get down to let's continue to talk about the General Hospital storyline. What do you think about Alexis and Valentine? Do you think they'd really go there with Alexis potentially being paired up with her former brother? They did it on One Life to Live with shit. What was Andrea Evans' character name? But it wasn't her plan at the time. I can't remember. Somebody got to remember One Life to Live, where Tina was dating her brother Kane. Got it. It came back to me. Tina and Kane. They thought they were brother and sisters, and they still dated. So it is possible that they've been pairing up Valentine and Alexis. I'm interested to see tomorrow if Carly, as I predict, will figure out that Sasha lied about the affair and she would just keep it undercover and not tell Michael. Because that's something that Carly would do. Oh, Cheryl, we've been ordered to wear a mask for the last 2 weeks. And, I think some people are really stupid. We go to these stores and people put the mask on, but then they have their nose exposed. And as soon as somebody coughs, they look crazy like, yeah, but my mask isn't all the way on. Well, it's either you want to catch it or you don't. After I come home, I bleach everything. I have a spray bottle and I spray down everything that I brought into the house to make sure that anything that I can't brought in germ wise is killed, and then I'm go about my business. Yeah, and this is not a spoiler, but there have been rumors that Neil's getting killed off. So we know at least one person is going to die in May sweeps on General Hospital, and most likely is going to be Mike. But there's also talk that Cyrus and Neil are also going to die. So we may get like a mob war that ends up with Mike, Neil, and Cyrus dying. I think they are ready to put the Neil character out of his misery. He's not even a doctor anymore. So what are they going to do with an unemployed psychiatrist that's only had scenes really with Alexis? He doesn't have any real connections with anybody else on the show. I believe that Valentine and Anna would be a great couple, except that I have a feeling she's going to turn out to be Alex. So, and it could be interesting if Alex turns out to really be the one in control, because she actually had sex with Valentine, and that Peter's probably their son. So Alex, Valentine, and Peter, they could have some interesting family dynamics before Anna has to get rescued. Me too, Tori. Tina was like my favorite character, especially when Andrea Evans played her. Thank you, Cheryl. I just get a little frustrated, when eager fans want to rush the actors back to work. And I'm like, so we have a lot of old actors that, could get exposed and die from it. So I don't, or, take it home to the kids. I mean, there was a kid that died from EMT workers. Both of her parents were EMT workers, and their daughter died from it. Well, I'm in Maryland, and it's mandatory. You have to wear a mask everywhere you go, period. And I wear a mask, I have gloves, and I keep hand sanitizer in the car. I have some at home. And then, like I said, I have like 4 bottles of bleach placed around my house because also I have a gym and spray down the gym equipment and things like that. But also things I bring in the house, they've got to get sprayed down too. I just need to find out where people are selling masks. I can't find a mask anywhere. I have like a limited amount of masks, and I need to find where folks is getting these masks from. Well, the good thing about twins on soaps is it allows the actors to be both a good and bad character. Like on General Hospital, I prefer Ryan over his brother Kevin. Ryan is very interesting and complex and deep, and Kevin is boring. And now that Kevin is back, you don't even see him and Laura in scenes together anymore. Uh, I've contemplated, doing like ordering groceries from like Amazon online or things like that. But even still, whenever I order from Amazon or somewhere, I wipe down, you know, everything I get. I agree. Alex would be a better match for Valentine than Anna, but I think that if, just like always, once Alex is revealed to be Alex instead of Anna, she always like gets locked up or sent away or whatever. So I think the reveal would just lead to her being gone. Even though, if people really know, Alex on All My Children was actually a good character. They didn't say she was a bad character until she came to General Hospital. Thank you, Colleen. I'll check that out. Thank you, Quincy. Thank you. Thank you. I will check out Etsy. I've actually contemplated, Tori, making my own. I've looked at a couple of tutorials. It seems really easy. Even the kind where you create your own filter. So I've also been thinking about making my own mask, but we'll see. If I do, I'll make a video about it. Right. I agree. Sometimes we get actors get the short end of the stick because their best stuff is with the bad character, and then they get to the good character, and then they don't give them storylines. Hey, Orlando, thank you for joining us. Okay, Sandra. Yeah, you got to be safe. I've been thinking for a while, and I've been saying this for maybe a year now or 2 years now, that there have been moments where I felt like Lulu and Valentine had chemistry, and I thought that if they could just bring Nicholas back and she sees her brother isn't dead, then Lulu can forgive Valentine, and we can go there with the Lulu Valentine story, love story, and we may get it. And Lulu always needs saving. She puts herself in the worst situations. And how does she not know that Cyrus is the one that had her mother shot, and she's just sitting there interviewing him? I gotta check Nancy's age because some of these actors look younger than they actually are. Like, I didn't realize Deidre Hall was in her 70s. So it's like I gotta check these ages. Has Alexis reached menopause yet? Yeah, but in soaps, when characters don't like each other, that's just the beginning of their love story. I'm glad you were able to get some. Um, I just want Peter to have a better storyline. Hmm. I think that Sam is really tired of General Hospital. I think they should just let her go and try new things. She can always come back. Um, Robert and Anna haven't really done a whole lot of interacting. So I'm not sure if he would automatically know that she is Alex. And plus, it just depends on what the writer wants to do. I'm hoping Hayden being missing, it turns out that Alex has her. And that's why she hasn't shown up, that she's actually being held captured. That's what I want, so that she can come back and make it make sense. And bring Kim back while you're at it. I think Anna and Hayden are probably locked away somewhere. Hello, Toronto. I gotta say this, love Lisa. When I saw the way Christina and Sam reacted to Molly revealing she slept with Brando, I felt like those two characters were like, you know, we wanted to get them first. I think they think. I think they gave that look like, you could have passed them down to us first. So that's the vibe I got from the characters. That is something that I would love to see as well, because that like I said, that Jess and Natalie scenario for One Life to Live, fraternal twins. Right now, I don't think they know what to do with Sam, and they're just keeping her around. They might be keeping her around out of spite. I think Sam is gonna probably end up with maybe Brando or something like that, and maybe Molly will get jealous. But we'll see. Um, I had a feeling that Young the Restless and Bold and Beautiful ratings would drop playing reruns. That the nostalgia for fans will eventually wear off if this goes on for months and months and months. Why would Danny get kidnapped by Sam? That's his mother. Okay, we got 4 more minutes at General Hospital. I'll scan, see what we got. Cicely says she would love to see Lulu and Valentine. Gwen says I think Peter would not be caught. He keeps getting away with everything. I think they're gonna try to redeem his character. That's possible too. Uh, we do days at 8:30, so that's in 4 minutes, Sandra. Um, I don't think. I don't think that's gonna happen. Why? She's got custody. Why would she steal a kid she's got custody of? I thought Deidre might have been in her 60s, maybe, but I didn't think a whole decade later she'd be like in her 70s, getting close to 80. She doesn't look it. She had a good surgeon. I think that they don't know what to do with Dustin. They got him being Lulu's boyfriend that you barely see him with. They got him being the Brooklyn connection that we haven't really seen anything with. And then you got Jocelyn over there creeping around, hoping that he'll finally take that virginity she's been trying to give everybody. So, yeah, Nancy is 63. Menopause happened at least 8 years ago. I don't think she'll be pregnant at 63. But she looks good for her age. Now, that's more likely that Danny would get kidnapped by Cyrus, not Sam kidnaps her own kid. I don't watch old episodes, so no, I have no opinion on it. Okay, Bridget says she's actually 64. So once again, she looks good for 64. Um, she may need somebody like Valentine to straighten her out. Although he still had them longing eyes for Nina. I just wish Jax would leave town. I'm like Charlotte now. We don't need you. Go away. Treat him like Thorn. just like bye Thorn. Bye Jax. Nell is probably taking Raleigh for Michael. You mean Wally? The flashbacks have led to General Hospital is actually only a half hour now. That's basically what it's boiled down to. General Hospital is a half hour of episode and a half hour of flashback. So since an episode is only 45, 46 minutes, they've got about 22 minutes of story and about 20 minutes or more of flashbacks because they take you through long ass flashbacks. Now, every time somebody talks, they got a flashback to what they were talking about. So, Angela, after what I saw on Twitter, that's when I was ready for him to go. So 8:30, we're officially talking about Days of Our Lives now. Any last comments about General Hospital? Okay, but now we're about to get to Days of Our Lives. Yeah, I kind of miss a little Luis Alcazar. I was reading up on him the other day when somebody was like, "Lexus is a murderer," and I was like, "Well, technically, Luis killed his sister." And I would have rode over Kiefer too. You beat the hell out of my daughter, and she keeps going back. I would have ran over him too, and not look back. No, Willow most likely will marry Michael, and then they'll find out the truth. Although it doesn't make sense for Willow and Michael to marry when the court case is supposed to be like in a week or so. So it's like you guys haven't even had time to date, but now you're husband and wife. The judge should be like, there's something right. Now, I said in the Facebook SoFam group that I think Evan's secret is that he's the one that was behind the wheel, not Maggie. Um, to me, that makes more sense because Zoe did not look like she just got told her baby's not hers. She was like, oh, that's a horrible secret. But if you think about Days of Our Lives, they are only showing storylines that are still connected to the time jump. They haven't created any new storylines. They're wrapping up the time jump storylines, and part of the time jump storylines is Maggie. We know Maggie didn't do it. There was a spoiler that says Summer was behind the wheel of the car. We haven't heard anything from Summer anymore. And I think that Orpheus may have had something to do with the car accident, and that would make sense because I thought it could be Jordan's alive, but then he said it had nothing to do with Jordan or the baby. So I was like, well, what else could it be that's so shocking? Because it didn't sound like he was talking about her having a baby loss. So it must be something to do with Maggie's accident killing Adrian. So I think that's where they're going with this. They're tying it up with that so we can get Maggie out of jail and then somebody can wake up and say it was all a dream. Okay, bye, Jakarius. I guess you don't watch Days of Our Lives, but glad to have you on. See you maybe Saturday. Saturday at noon, we're doing the Facebook So Fam live there. Um, so on Facebook, so fam, we got how you doing? Uh, Greetings for Orlando, Cyrus now, Daryl. So we got a couple of people with comments over there. I forgot to check. But thank you, no matter whether you watch it on Facebook or if you're watching on YouTube. I appreciate everybody for joining. Um, so now, what do you think about my theory that Li Shin is actually Stefano Demir? Because we know Gabby didn't poison Abby. She looked surprised. She looked like, wait, Gabby got poisoned? Oh, and now you're gonna blame me for that too? No, she just handed them the bottle. And I think that only two people could have poisoned Gabby. Li Shin or Zombie Chad. Because Chad is still acting like a zombie. So either Billy Flynn forgot how to act or he's still being Zombie Chad on the low. Uh, Now, there's lots of theories going on now about whether or not Jake is really Stefan and he doesn't have amnesia, and him and Vivian are working a plan. Um, that's part of rumor control. But also, the original story that I read that even said the whole thing about him working as a mechanic. And remember, I did the video where I showed the picture of him working as a mechanic, and the article said Stefan has amnesia and he's working in this auto body shop. And so I talked about that, I think, back in November. So now we're just actually getting a chance to see it. So, but some other theories going around is he actually does know who he is, and him and Vivian are working a scheme to get the mayor back. And then the other one is then Rolf brought him back, and like everybody else, Rolf brought back from the dead. He just don't have his memories yet, so he just thinks he's Jake, but he's not. Yes, I think Li Shin is really Stefano Demira. I did read a spoiler from a reputable site that said that the Phoenix has risen again, but who could he be? So I don't think he's Steve, because Steve is going to be trying to save John. I don't think that Stefano would try to save John under any circumstances. It's not John, even though I think that the best option for Stefano would have been to be John, because if he was John, he could have his Marlena. But I think that it's going to be Li Shin or Chad will actually turn out to be Stefano now. And Mary, I don't think it's Stefan's mom because she doesn't come back till June, and I think they'll reveal who the poisoner is in May. So Vivian actually doesn't show up till June. Jake is on at the very last minute when Gabby sees him. That's the only time he's in the entire episode. So on tomorrow's episode, Gabby's gonna see him full on. They repeat the scene at the beginning of the episode, and she's gonna faint. And then later on, she'll learn that he's saying he's Jake, not Stefan. I think that Li Shin doesn't like Gabby, and in that meeting, he took great pleasure of taking Demira's CEO role from her, and took great pleasure letting Chad know you don't deserve this, but you're getting it because you're family. If only it was that simple. It's got to be somebody who's shocking, not somebody we've never seen before. Goodbye, Loveland25. Thanks for joining us. I would love to see Lee to be Stefano and Chad still being controlled by Lee. No more Queen of the Night. Yes, yes. As I said this on my video I released about, who's the new Stefano Demir. I don't want Lee Shin running around trying to get him some Marlena. No, we're not doing that. Nope, not no more. Don't know if Victor's leaving the show. He did an interview with Ron that said he wasn't leaving. That was only about maybe 4 months ago. So back in January, he said he wasn't going anywhere. But they have been saying that he was retiring for like the last year and a half. So nobody knows if he's leaving or staying. I think they think anybody's better than now. Not as long as they can get the ratings up with Stefano 2.0 or 3.0. Me too. Me too. Yeah, that's my guess, Sylvia. Either Billy is pulling a Kelly Monaco or he's still zombie Chad. I'm thinking he's still zombie Chad. I mean, there was a time where Billy Flynn could make me cry. So I know he can act. I just need him to remember. You're welcome. Yes, there will be a link for the Facebook group. Once this is over, I can add the link to the Facebook group in the description box for the video. I actually forgot to do it. I was so busy trying linking up the Facebook group and the YouTube group for the first time. Good night, Purple Team. Thank you for joining us. Well, Abby is on reoccurring, so she's not even a main character anymore. Chad, Billy Flynn, he's on a long term contract. But the reason why Abby hasn't had a continuous storyline and she disappears for periods of time is because she's actually not a main cast member. She's pretty much doing the show a favor by coming back and being Abby because I think the fans really only, they might like someone new, but they really would be either her or Marcy. And Marcy's still doing other stuff, other movies and stuff. She's got a Lifetime movie coming out. Yeah, although I just still think it's weird, now that I'm older watching soap operas, that, if you die, but you have a twin who's a completely different person, then because soap fans like that actor, you just kind of go with from one brother to the next. I think that's weird. But that's soaps. You know, we don't watch soaps because, we want them to be normal. I don't know. It's either Kate, Jennifer, or Julie. Those the only three people that really were in a could be in a coma. Jake is your favorite. He's only been on for like a week. Because Abby knows she's wrong. That was just a reminder that Gabby and Abigail used to be really good friends, but Abigail did her dirty, even if it was an altered persona. She still got done real dirty. I think that Abigail, instead of her and Chad really going after Gabby, I think that because they both hurt each other pretty much equally, that I would just say, it's a wash. Gabby, we ain't got to be friends, but let's not be enemies. Here's Gabby Chic back, and don't try to steal Chad again. The answer to that is no. The phoenix will always rise as long as there's the days of our lives. A writer will always um, go back to the well of Stefano Demir. Well, now she's finally got Jake in her orbit, so then Vivian won't be far behind. So we get in Ben. So she's gonna be around someone other than Chad and Abby. I'm fine with Steve and Hope. Kayla and Steve still have so much chemistry they only have to talk, but you know how they're feeling. So I know they'll eventually get back together, but I do want to see how Hope and Steve work out. Yeah, it's not the best name I've ever heard. Okay, we also gotta like Kate Manzi as Abby, but hate the character. Marcy Miller really grew on me. She's a good actress, and I ended up liking. I was mad that Kate Manzi left the show because I liked her, and then Marcy Miller knocked it out the park with the DID story. So I was like, yeah, I like Marcy better now. Hi Melissa. We got 15 minutes, and then we're out of here. Um, we got to see. We don't know what happened when whoever wakes up. So Steve could be back with both eyes. you know, it could be Steve and Kayla could be back together. Um, Sarah and Eric may still have their baby, and Kristen and Brady have their baby. So we don't know how these things will turn out. Jordan alive, anything can happen. Hello, Shakira. Thank you for green, Sylvia. Marcy Miller did a great job. I love Sammy. That's my favorite character. I'm mad she won't sign a contract. I don't know when they'll get their baby back. Probably in May. Yeah. Now remember, Gabby is gonna faint tomorrow, so she may wake up from fainting and Jake is gone. I know I saw a picture of him holding her on the ground, but I think they're gonna do what all soaps do and kind of drag out them, really getting together. That's cool. Thank you, Willie. No, I think that it's going to be a wash. They won't send Victor to jail for the baby swap, and he won't send Kristen to jail for stabbing him. Well, I don't know how long we have Jake for, but Brandon should be around for a while. Um, you're horrible. You must hate Marlena. But I can see Stefano doing that. You know, not only will he finally get in her body, but she can't run if he's in her mind. Yeah, I wish they would do a Susan showing up soon. That's fun. I'm sure she'll show up before Will and Sunny leave in September. Hi, Shakira. No, I don't think it's true. I think Eileen Davidson was my favorite Kristen, and I think that Stacey Hayduck is my favorite Susan. But she was a very good replacement. Yeah, I mean, I really like Rafe too, and yeah, I watched Passions from beginning to end, so I agree. Um, but once they broke Rafe and Hope up, they really haven't known what to do with them. I mean, of course he's gonna get out. I agree. Susan definitely should have had a prison visit. Well, I love Gabby, and I believe that every soap opera needs a good villainess. And I think that Gabby has had a great reasons for making the people suffer that she's made suffer. Well, I think Rex is only for a very short period of time. We get to see him, I think, tomorrow. I agree. If we can't have Eileen, she's the perfect replacement. She said in an interview that she don't have a job right now. So she's not with any soap right now. Good night, Melissa. Thank you. Even if it's a short visit, thank you for joining us. We got 8 more minutes of Days of Our Lives, and then we're wrapping it up. Yes, Stacy is definitely a good Christian. So we got. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know why, they decided they wanted to replace her. You know, I don't know. They had a chance. They had their chance, but they didn't go there. I don't know. If Dr. Rolf is involved, it could be anybody's. Good night, Lynn. Thank you for joining us. Good night, Tina. Thank you for joining us. Well, I mean, Zoe is actually a relative. Rafe actually doesn't have any familial ties to the baby. That's not his kid. That's Jordan and Evan Christian's kid. So he doesn't have any really legal ties to the child. It's not his kid. But Zoe is a blood relative without a record. Well, unfortunately, she's gone. So I think pretty soon the blonde chick will be the new Zoe. Good night, Rosemary, and you're welcome. Right. He got fired. So we'll find out in September how he's written out. I have no idea, but for a fan favorite actress, I don't know why they won't keep her around for long stints. I know you call her Brit, but I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about Zoe. Well, technically the math doesn't add up for Rafe to be David's dad, and I think they did a DNA test. That's how Evan was able to contest Rafe's custody. So the only way Rafe is the dad if it's a dream. I tried to give warnings that for the last since March 20 something. SoFam Live has been 8 p.m. because I don't have to work late on Wednesdays now. And I know a lot of people when it gets late, then people really start to drop off fast. So now we only got two soaps. There's no need to drag it out. So Wednesdays 8 p.m. for YouTube, and I'll do another live on Saturday at noon Eastern time, and that way we can get in. What happened throughout the week and any spoilers that may come out on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll find out in June if the time jump is a dream. So we just got a little more ways to go. Yeah, he's not any blood relation to the baby, so he doesn't have any major legal ties to the baby if a blood relative is interested in him. It's just too much space. There's no other network that is putting 50 years worth of soap operas on their streaming service. Nobody is doing it. Nobody. They're not doing it on Hulu with General Hospital. They're not doing it on CBS All Access with Bold and Beautiful and Young and Restless. So I do not see them putting the whole 50 years of Days of Our Lives on the Peacock Network. It just is too much space. And they don't care about viewers that are in an older demographic, and most likely it'll be viewers in an older demographic that will be interested in seeing something like Days of Our Lives from the beginning, and That is not what advertisers are looking for. So, no. I think Steve and Hope have chemistry. I think that Kayla and Steve have more chemistry. I love that Kayla's already getting jealous of Hope. Can you step out the room? Me and Steve about to have this moment with me putting the patch on. Get out. Go to the cafeteria, get a sandwich. uh, I think that Abby got away literally with murder. So she shouldn't be too judgmental on anybody because she just blinked and she's like, oh, the multiple personalities is gone. I'm normal again. It was like, what, 2 weeks? So all that chaos for 2 weeks later, she's like, I'm good. That's actually when I first started watching the show. Doesn't matter how long he's been raising the baby. If Christian isn't actually convicted of a crime, then you can't even hold that against him, because they can't hold him saying he killed Jordan against him because he had a gun to his head, literally. So that is like the number one definition of coercion. People even say, "Did you have a gun to your head?" And he can actually say yes. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that some folks are a little late. Um, I'm trying to stay consistent at 8 p.m., but hopefully I'll see everyone again Saturday at noon Eastern time for the follow up. Yeah. Well, maybe the new Zoe is younger than Evan. Thank you, Gwen. Oh, man. The teen scene has been decimated until what's his name? Sammy's son comes and joins the show this summer. So that'll be our first sign of a teen. I like Ben and Sierra, but they need a storyline other than having sex with each other. So, good night. Thank you for joining us. See you on Saturday. Yeah, even when I was in school, in high school, in middle school, and all that, they saved all the teen stuff for summer. Although now, with the way the world is, they can start the teen stuff now. I think that they don't know who to put Kristen Alfonso with, and so I think he's as good as I think they can drum up some chemistry. And I don't know which kids they can actually bring in. They're going to have to age some kids up um, to be with Johnny and them. Oh God, but don't uh, do Abigail kids. Okay, good night, everyone. It's 9:02. So I'm saying good night to everyone. I'll see you on Saturday. Thank you for joining us, Linda, and Cheryl, Charlotte, and Violet. Um, the last blast crew is returning, so but that's part of the summer storyline. So Chloe and all of them are coming back to the main cast, which is why they got rid of some people. So good night, everyone. Stay safe as well. Good night, Mary, and uh, good night, Deanne, and good night, Sylvia. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and I'll see you on Saturday at noon. Thank you, Rosemary. See you on Saturday.